is a group, Amber Jersa, Scott Naylor, Danielle Sliger. You'll be given 5 minutes.
Okay, thank you. I'm Amber Jersa. I'm a high school teacher at Batavia High School and a mom of 3. I went back and forth about whether I would speak tonight. For the past 16 months, students, staff, and parents have been working to get our leadership to see the importance of short-term equity goals. Part of me kept asking, what's the point of sharing again? They're just going to say, we're working on it, and then punt it over to our equity committee. In fact, 5 months ago, I stood here and talked about the trauma we are causing our students because we are just checking boxes when it comes to equity. 5 months later, we have an equity consultant and an equity committee that meets for just 2 hours a month. That's all that's changed. For me personally, it's gotten worse. Even though I do not think our administrators or board will make any short-term changes after my speech, I still feel the need to speak my truth. For the second year in a row, our motto has been, "You belong here." But I don't. I don't belong because the actions of our administration and the board prove otherwise. I want to discuss the ways our current system is unable to handle DEI issues from the perspective of someone who has used the system exactly like I have been told. On August 8th, 2022, a special public board meeting took place. I found out through social media that my name was mentioned multiple times and publicly defamed by one of our board members. This person even used swear words while discussing me. Unfortunately, I can't repeat what was said, as I would be cut off from speaking, but a board member was able to insult my character in a public forum. I still have not been contacted by anyone in the district regarding this incident. Not one administrator has reached out to me regarding the fact that I was publicly slandered in a community where I work, where I live, and where my children go to school. Yet I am supposed to believe I belong here. There's been no apology, and at this point, 6 weeks after the incident, I would find it disingenuous. I previously asked to meet with this board member, but I was denied a meeting. Instead of taking the time to meet with me, this board member took to public shaming me. I find this behavior offensive, unprofessional, and hurtful. I'm also hurt by those that did nothing in response to this behavior. Indifference equals acceptance. Yet another reason I feel like I don't belong is because I have rules as an employee that are separate and not equal to the other employees in this district. In particular, I was forced to attend a meeting, I was told I couldn't have it via email, where I was given specific directives, including when and how I can email my administration. These rules even conflict with our expectations that administration has given us regarding email communication. Administration is supposed to help me support students, yet I am given different directives than every other employee in this district. My last point is how we lack the proper protocol when dealing with DEI issues. 2 weeks ago, someone wrote the word nigger on the bathroom walls. The initial response by an administrator was the exact opposite of how to address a hate crime. Eventually, I did have a chance to speak with an administrator and share this. But how can the board be confident in the staff making every student feel safe if they are unsure how to handle these situations with adults? As a person trained in DEI, I know that the first rule with this situation is to be prompt. Students and staff and parents were not notified until 30 hours after the incident. Though it may not be the intention, this shows the message that addressing hate crimes is not a priority. I was offered resources from our Human Resources Department, but my appointment isn't until tomorrow, 13 days after the traumatic event. Again, this may not be the intention, but not meet until 13 days after a person has been exposed to trauma makes it seem like it isn't a priority. Last week, we had an incident where there was a student in blackface. There was no communication sent out to students, staff, or parents. Why wouldn't we tell them? Why do we alert about some hate crimes but not others? I encourage those of you who are truly serious and committed about ensuring all students belong to email the principals of the schools, then our administrators, then our board. Consider the following. What's our protocol for hate speech? Ask them, why don't we send out emails for all hate crimes? What are we doing to educate all students about why these things are offensive so we can prepare them for the real world? What training do our administrators have? And keep asking, and keep asking. We need to be committed to these actions and committed to asking why. It's time to hold those accountable that are choosing to allow our kids to be traumatized day after day after day. It's time for accountability, strong communication, and protocols so that we can be a destination district that is actually committed to doing whatever we need to ensure every student is safe. The lip service needs to end now.